Hello and welcome to the Daily Mail for Saturday, the 30th of July 2022. Today was a match day. It was the opening day of the 22-23 season, and it was a winning match day for Millwall as they cruised to a 2-0 lead, 2-0 win against Stoke City. This is the match report from Newsatdens.co.uk. But before we get into that, let me just cast your attention onto the right hand side, the table. A bit ridiculous after just one game, but look who's top of the table. It's Millwall, the only team to get a +2 goal difference, so we are top of the league. Now there are still 4 teams yet to play their first game, but let's not worry about that. Let's just admire the fact that we're top of the league. Hopefully something that we could still be doing in May. That would be absolutely fantastical and amazing, but step by step, only 45 games more to go. So Charlie Cresswell scored a brace on his competitive debut as Millwall secured a 2-0 win against Stoke City. The Lions took less than 15 minutes to score their first goal of the 22-23 campaign when the Leeds loanee rose highest to head past Bursic from a corner. The hosts had chances to extend their lead but couldn't quite find the right space in the final third. Stoke grew in confidence as the half went on, but failed to really test Bartosz Białkowski's goal before the half-time break. Shortly after the restart, Cresswell found the back of the net from another corner. The centre-back was afforded too much space in the penalty area, allowing him to fire the ball into the net from close range, with his feet this time. Match details. After a rusty second half against Ipswich Town had fans concerned, I'll hold my hands up, I was one of those. Millwall started their championship opener incredibly fast. While George Honeyman, Jamie Shackleton and Scott Malone were able to find space in wide areas early on, they found their crosses cut out by a resolute Stoke defence. The difference with corners, however, is that the opposition defenders can't cut out the cross in the box, which the Lions took advantage of after just 12 minutes. Honeyman's pinpoint ball fell to Charlie Cresswell, who was given too much space in the penalty area to flick his header past Bursic for a 1-0 lead. Yes, Honeyman was on the corners, but correct me if I'm wrong, he didn't take any corners in pre-season, so that was obviously something that they kept up their sleeves. I assume. I didn't think he took any corners, so his corners were pretty decent. To flick his header past Bursic for a 1-0 lead. Mill continued to threaten as the half wore on. Cresswell was the target from every one of their set pieces, but he was unable to add to his debut goal. From open play to Rowett's side, weren't afforded the same space as Stoke managed to close down their attackers when they looked to break in the final third. The Potters' threat came on the counter where Dwight Gale and Tyrese Campbell combined to break through on goal after a Malone free kick was cleared. Mill managed to deal with the immediate danger, but couldn't prevent Campbell from testing Bartosz Białkowski with a long-range strike. It was aimed directly at the Polish goalkeeper, but he parried the shot and almost let the ball bobble over the line. Referee Keith Stroud saved his blushes by confirming that the shot had not gone in after he clawed it away from danger. It was very close to going, and I don't know if you've seen the highlights. They're available on Sky Sports website. You can see them there. And from this season, there's ITV highlights program. I don't know where it's on because I don't watch television anymore. I watch everything's on the internet. Why am I going to be watching TV? So it was one of those where like half of it was over the line. It was really scary, but it wasn't a goal. Millwall looked to start the second half as strongly as the first 45 minutes. Phobie picked up the ball on the right just 2 minutes after the restart, cutting inside and firing a powerful curling effort over the bar just 2 minutes after the restart. Bradshaw went one further soon after by testing Bursic from close range, but his effort was saved by Stoke and Stoke were able to clear. It looked like it would be a third time lucky after 51 minutes when Bradshaw powered a fierce shot into the back of the net from a corner. However, the linesman noticed a foul in the penalty area during the set piece, forcing the referee to rule it out. There was no way the referee could rule out Millwall's second actual goal, though. Malone's corner met the head of Cresswell once again, forcing Bursic into a close range save. The Stoke keeper couldn't keep out the second corner, though, as Cresswell fired home the following corner to get his brace. Rowett looked for fresh legs with 15 minutes to go, bringing Zion Fleming on as one of 3 substitutes for his competitive debut. His movement was sharp in the dying stages of the match, but he didn't see much of the ball as the clock ticked towards full time. Ultimately, it didn't matter, with Millwall running out 2-0 winners. And the talking points from the game: Cresswell is inevitable. An incredible performance from Cresswell on his debut was enough to secure the win. Not only did he play a crucial part in keeping the clean sheet, but his 2 goals showed what a threat he can be. The Lions will be incredibly strong from set pieces this season. Yeah, Cresswell is, I think his old man's Richard Cresswell. Is it Richard Cresswell? I probably got that wrong, but who was a Premier League striker in his day. And I imagine Charlie Cresswell, when he was at school, I imagine he was probably playing up front. Because a lot of these professional defenders, when they're youngsters, they are the superstar striker, and when they get in the pro game, the coaches look at them and say, "Yeah, you know what? You'll be an average forward in a pro game, but you could be a very good defender." So maybe he's still got some of that attacking prowess from when he was a young man. I don't know. Well, he still is young. He's only 19. Clean sheet number 1. Millwall were incredibly resilient at the Den on opening day, limiting Stoke to a handful of chances. In fact, the Potters had just 2 shots on target across the 90 minutes. Bukowski had a pretty easy afternoon goal indeed. Bennick brilliance almost all Stoke. Phoebe couldn't grab his goal against his former side this afternoon, but had numerous chances to make them pay in both halves. With some improved service, the striker could be a real threat over the next 9 months. And thank God, Newsatdens have finally put the lineups in their match report. It's not a proper match report if it hasn't got the lineups in, so they've got it here. And the team was, I told you, McNamara didn't play. Leonard took his place. We'll read more about that later on. But we was hearing rumours about that. It was Bukowski, Ryan Leonard, Cresswell, Cooper, Wallace, Malone, Mitchell, Shackleton, a Honeyman, Bradshaw, Phoebe, and Saville came on for Shackleton 75 minutes. Fleming came on for Honeyman 75 minutes, and Bennett came on for Bradshaw in the 75th minute as well. So there you have it. And both teams only making the 3 subs, so not pushing a boat out of there. And if the eagle-eyed among you may have noticed, no Hutchinson there either. So no McNamara, no Hutchinson. So what's going on? Well, we'll get onto that later as well. But before the game, we had this story published from londonnewsonline.co.uk. That's certainly something we've been short of. Lions boss Rowett on difficult element to add. So what's he talking about here? Gary Rowett has challenged all of his Millwall players to improve on their goal stats this season after admitting it has impeded previous playoff attempts. The Lions have been in the top 6 shake-up in 2 of the 3 campaigns since Rowett replaced Neil Harris as manager. Only West Brom, 52, scored fewer goals than Millwall, 53, in the top half of the Championship last season. As a team, you have to create those moments and be better as a group, said Rowett. That's certainly something we've been short of. There's no point me sitting here saying we haven't, but it is very difficult to find. We've seen with the likes of Bennick and Bradders that they are more than capable of getting goals into decent double figures. What we need is that to be improved. We need Bennick to score more goals than last year. We need the midfielders to chip in with more goals. Sean Hutchinson is one who scored 6 goals in the first season that I came here, and he hasn't replicated that since. We need the likes of Hutchie to step up and add those set-piece goals as well. We're looking to bring players in we feel might be able to do that. We're not the type of club that can go out and instantly buy 20 goals a season striker. You have to work hard and try and create that within the squad with some astute signings along the way. We've been really competitive and consistent in this league for a number of years now. I'm excited about the season. We have got a lot of youth and energy in there, but at the same time I'm sat here never quite knowing what will happen because it is a Championship, such a competitive and unpredictable league. So there you have it. More goals please. And what happened? 2 goals from Charlie Cresswell, defender, from set pieces as well. One from Honeyman, one from Malone. Good stuff. So now we get on to the contentious stuff. McNamara. what's happening here then? Gary Rowett on decision to bench Millwall defender. Gary Rowett explained his decision to bench Danny McNamara against Stoke City. The right wing back has been linked with a move to Championship rivals QPR, who's seen numerous bids rejected before the start of the season. This led to McNamara being benched while Ryan Leonard played the entire 90 minutes of the opening day win against Stoke City at the Den. Rowett went on to confirm that the 23-year-old was left out of the Lions starting 11 because of speculation surrounding his future. Yes, because he may or may not be here, he may go. He's apparently, this is the rumours, he's on something like $2,000 a week on his rookie contract. They've offered him a substantial increase on that. And he has then rejected that and gone back and said, I want this much. And that is substantially more than the substantial offer that Millwall have already offered him. And they've kind of gasped and went, what? And they're kind of umming and ahhing like, what now? I don't know if he genuinely wants that money or if that's just a tactic to try and get them to up the offer, but they seem to have just fucking shit their pants like, what? Kind of insulted them, I don't know. So I don't know how true that is. It's just the rumours, but we'll see what's going on. Now it could mean he's sat on the bench or out of the squad until the transfer window ends. Because what are you gonna do? Once the transfer window is closed, he can't go anywhere. And we saw that they did the same thing with Jed Wallace in January. There was speculation there, and I think he gave it back to some of the fans on Twitter because they were digging him out. And he's like, "Well, I always put in 100% effort when I'm in a Millwall shirt. Don't worry about that, mate." But so you make a decision based on what you see in pre-season. I think it's been well documented that there's been a little bit of uncertainty around Danny's situation, which made it very difficult for him to be fully focused today, Rowett admitted. But Lenny always does the job. He always goes in there and slots in, shows good energy and good composure. He can attack as well as defend. You see what he said there? That's a little... He's already been on Danny's back about his attacking. But he says here, Ryan Leonard, he can attack as well as defend. So a little dig there at Danny. I'm sure it wasn't meant that way, but you can read between the lines and see all sorts of things there. It was a decision that we made. We? Who's we? Has he got a mouse in his pocket? Steve Kavanagh? The board? Are they getting involved, or is it we as in Gary Rowett and the coaches, Paul Robinson and Adam Barrett? Who's we? Just like starting Jamie Shackleton today, I could have easily started Sav. I think he's been excellent towards the end of pre-season, but I felt the game would be just a little bit more energetic. Just so I felt Lenny's size might help us today. That was the main reason. Yep. Everyone keeps saying this about Danny McNamara's size, but he gets us free kicks. Because he's small, he can feign that he's been evoed, and he just win a free kick time after time. Same thing used to happen with Fred Onyedinma because he's a little boy. And the referee is, oh no, is that big man bullying the little boy? And he would just give us a free kick every time Fred went down. But hey, so there you go. Danny McNamara, what's going on? Is he not going to be playing for Millwall until the transfer window closes? Is he going in the transfer window? I mean, if he's not going to sign a new contract. Now here's the thing though, we do have the protection of compensation if he walks away from Mill's offer of a contract. Because he's 23 years old. He's Irish under 21 international, but he's aged out of that, but that's on his resume. He's been playing for the first team, so whoever comes in for him is gonna probably have a pretty hefty compensation package to check to sign for Millwall. Unless, of course, he does what Zach Lovelace did and goes to Scotland for a season and then comes back down. And then the compensation will be lower. He has played in Scotland. He played for St Johnstone and did really well there. So it would not be beyond the realms of possibility. And he wouldn't even have to do a full season up there. He could do 6 months. And then they could sell him, because you're allowed to play for 2 clubs in 1 calendar year. So some crazy funny business going on with Danny McNamara. So what are you gonna do? Drama. Moving on now to Hutchinson. Why was Hutchinson not playing? Is he gonna be leaving now? You see this top as well. This black top. Apparently that's not on sale yet in the club shop. I don't know if they will be doing that, but that looks very nice, doesn't it? Black with white trim. That looks pretty bang tidy, but apparently not on sale yet. I don't know if it will be. So this is from Newsatdens.co.uk. Millwall boss confirms Sean Hutchinson injury. Gary Rowett confirmed that Sean Hutchinson picked up an injury in training. The centre-back missed the Lions 2-0 win against Stoke City as a precaution after hurting his hamstring on Thursday. However, Rowett believes it will be a minor injury and that the 31-year-old could feature in Tuesday's Carabao Cup tie away at Cambridge United. He just felt his hamstring on Thursday at the end of training, the Millwall boss confirmed. He came in on Friday and didn't feel confident to open up. We've had it scanned and we don't think there's any real serious damage in there. I don't think he'll be out for more than a few days. He might be fit for Tuesday, might be fit for Saturday. I think he's had a couple of muscle injuries at the start of last season and then ended up missing quite a lot of time. For him, it was almost that he didn't want to risk it. It was as simple as that. Hopefully that decision means that as much as it could have caused us a problem today, we didn't lose a player for very long, I think. Not only that, but would Charlie Cresswell have started if Hutchinson was fit? But, I mean, can you leave him out now? It's a very difficult decision to make, isn't it? But fair play to Hutchinson for not just trying to power through it and thinking of the team before of himself and thinking, I'm not fully 100%, I've got to tell Gary Rowett and let everyone know. And then what happens? We go and win 2-0 because his replacement, Charlie Cresswell, probably went on and scored 2 goals. Fantastic stuff. Now we've got this. This is from Football League World. .co.uk. So we were in for Elliot Anderson of Newcastle United. Elliot Anderson, he was at Bristol Rovers on loan last season, did very, very well there, and they come in and had a look at him in pre-season, and it looks like they might be keeping him. So he's not going out on loan, and we can't loan him, so that's a shame. Newcastle's Eddie Howe hands Millwall Sheffield Wednesday in West Brom fresh setback. Newcastle United boss Eddie Howe has indicated that Elliot Anderson is likely to stay at the Premier League club this summer despite EFL interest, but suggested a decision is yet to be made. Anderson caught the eye while on loan with Bristol Rovers in the second half of 21-22 and has been given a chance to prove himself by Howe during pre-season. There are a host of clubs seemingly ready to snap him up should Newcastle decide another loan is the best course of action, with Millwall, Sheffield Wednesday and West Bromwich Albion reportedly amongst them. Yeah, there's something like 10 clubs after him actually, but the 19-year-old played a starring role in his side's 1-0 win against Atalanta in the friendly at St James's Park yesterday. And speaking to Chronicle Live after the game, Howe provided a fresh update on his situation. It's a very good question, said the Magpies boss when pressed on the teenager's situation. I will sit here and answer the questions, but no decision will be made on the loan until the end of the window. But as it stands, it looks like he's going to stay. He did well for the penalty and could have scored. In pre-season, he's got better and better. I knew his quality, and last year we couldn't give him an opportunity. He's came back a better player from Bristol Rovers. So there you have it. Elliot Anderson looks likely to be staying at Newcastle United, which is a shame because he would have been a very good option for Millwall. But what are you going to do? Good luck to the lad. And on that note, thank you for watching and goodbye.